This is NBC Right Now, local news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight on NBC Right Now. I'm Laura Murray. We start with big news tonight coming out of Kennewick. A murder suspect has been taken into custody. The Tri-Cities Regional SWAT team, along with several other law enforcement agencies, assisted in serving a warrant at 3606 West 7th Avenue in Kennewick. Don Grenice joins us now live from the scene. Don, who is this man?
Laura, 27-year-old Bernard Belarush is considered a person of interest in a murder that happened last week in Federal Way. He was also considered armed and dangerous until officers apprehended him just a couple hours here right behind me in Kennewick. Now, when we were out here earlier with the SWAT team, much of the surrounding neighborhood was closed off as officers apprehended the man. According to Kennewick Police, Belarush surrendered immediately after armed officers surrounded the residence. It's believed, in addition to the May 13th shooting in which a man died of gunshot injuries in a parking lot, on May 12th, Belarush may have been involved in an assault with a firearm in Des Moines, Washington. 6 other people were also apprehended right here in Kennewick this afternoon, and they were taken into custody for additional questioning. We're live in Kennewick tonight. Don Grenice, NBC Right Now.
Thanks, Don. A Yakima police officer found 2 stabbing victims early this morning along the 400 block of North Natchez Avenue. Police say a 39-year-old man and a 45-year-old man got into a verbal altercation. Then it turned violent. One man was stabbed in the side and the other suffered a slash to the hand. Police say both men were treated at a hospital and then released. Police are still investigating. The gun industry is targeting your kids. You can find lots of child-sized rifles in kid-friendly colors to buy for your son or daughter, and more people are purchasing them. Ranch and home gun experts say they've noticed more parents buy guns for their children. And even though they're made for kids, guns might look like a toy to them. Experts say teaching kids about gun safety is the biggest takeaway.
It's just important for the children to know, the difference between a real firearm and a toy, the damage the difference in the harm that it can do.
Steele told us he's seen parents buy guns for their kids as young as 5 years old. The guns targeted for kids' use are manual with a single shot. And I know many people are anxious for some good weather for the Memorial Day weekend, so let's get our first look at the weather now with Katie Steiner.
Well, right now we are tracking a couple spotty showers. You can see Yakima doesn't look too bad. However, near Kennewick, Tri-Cities, we are seeing just a little bit of rain, just spotty showers here or there. Very typical springtime. This will be done over the next couple of hours. But here's a look at our day planner for tomorrow. Now, they're different for the Tri-Cities and the Yakima area. So if you live in Yakima, don't really pay attention right now. If you live in the Tri-Cities, this is what you're looking at. By 7 o'clock in the morning, 56 degrees. By noon, already 72 degrees. You know it's going to be a good day when it's 72 degrees by noon. And then 5 p.m. we are looking at 80 degrees. You are going to see a ton of sunshine in the Tri-Cities. Beautiful, beautiful day. However, in Yakima, you can see we've got a lot more cloud cover. Unfortunately, mostly cloudy skies. Still going to be very warm though on the Yakima Basin. So 72 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning. By noon, we're going to be at 70 degrees. So very, very warm. Our high temperature in the Yakima area is going to be 74 degrees. And coming up in my full forecast, I'll tell you what Memorial Day weekend looks like.
And in more local news, it's fun to explore our region, but how would you like to take the whole family back in time? The Franklin County Historical Museum is now open Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Administrators tell us they hope to open up the fun history exhibits to a new group of people, including families that are looking for weekend fun that's also educational. The famous Clydesdale breed of horses were in town today, giving out carriage rides to the delight of many children. But as Chris Luther explains, it's not just the carriage rides that people are excited about, it's also helping disabled children live better lives.
These beautiful Clydesdales are in Yakima for the first time in 10 years. But today isn't about the horses, it's about the kids they're helping. You've probably seen Clydesdales before on Budweiser commercials or on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but these majestic animals were trotting for a different reason today. Eli.
He had a traumatic birth and suffered a brain injury. It's changed our whole life.
Complications during childbirth almost killed Eli and left him with cerebral palsy. Eli and his mom, Amy, relied on the Children's Miracle Network a lot during those difficult few years. Now Eli is a success story and one of 5 teams fundraising for Children's Miracle Month.
I feel like my son's life has to have as much purpose as possible, and for us to be able to help other people means the world to me.
Every dollar made during the Clydesdale rides today goes to help Team Eli fundraise. And you could say the Children's Miracle Network has pulled the Berkheimer family through hard times, similar to how these Clydesdales are pulling hundreds of people by carriage this afternoon.
If you've never been up close to one of these animals, it's just a unique experience to stand up next to them. They're so big, I mean, they just dwarf a regular horse.
And families seem to love the rides.
Oh, yay, the horses! We wanted to experience it. She's never been on a wagon ride, and that was one of the things that we wanted to take her on and have that experience with her.
Just like children overcome their anxieties to pet these huge horses, Amy says if you see them around town, don't look away, introduce yourself.
Don't be afraid of people with disabilities. If you see us on the street, say hi. Eli can't talk back to you, but he can hear and see.
Because just like Amy and Eli, all of us enjoy that little extra push every once in a while. If you'd like to help support Team Eli or the other 4 teams fundraising this month, just go to helpmakemiracles.org. In Yakima, Chris Luther, NBC Right Now.
Barrel racers from around the country and Canada are at the track in Pasco this weekend for the Brand 4D Finals. More than 300 racers ranging from toddlers to 70-year-olds are participating in the 3-day competition. The course involves racers running a cloverleaf pattern around 3 barrels before jetting back to the starting point. And while it may sound easy, organizers say it takes a lot of skill and speed.
It's a game of thousands of seconds. You know, it really gets down pretty tight times. So anything under a 17-second run is blazing fast. It's a fast, exciting, adrenaline rush game.
Organizers say the track facility has the best grounds for barrel racing. In fact, Nicole Eichley, who currently holds the all-time world record in barrel racing, won the title at the track with a time of 16.643 seconds. Man, that is fast. Well, people line Yakima Avenue this morning for the annual Memorial Day Parade. Up to 30 groups participated in the event to honor and remember our country's veterans. There were plenty of flags being waved throughout downtown. One vet we talked to was happy to see people show their support.
Every one of us has put their life on the line, volunteered to do that. We don't ask for a lot, but just keep us in your thoughts and your prayers.
The event runs each year on the Saturday before the National Memorial Holiday and goes from 6th Avenue to Natchez Avenue. Remember all those reports of pet illnesses linked to jerky treats? Find out what store is pulling products from their shelves because customers are worried for their dogs. That's coming up in today's Consumer Alert. Stay with us.